Hi there, Titans. My name is Paige, and today I will be showing you how to configure your form settings and create on-click actions in the scheduling widget in Titan Web. So what I mean by this is our users are able to use the scheduling widget to select a person that they want to sign up for an appointment with. They can then choose what the meeting type is, choose the date and the time, and then this is the form section. So you can choose to enable this form section or to not enable it. And the form allows you to collect information from the user, and then it can create an object in Salesforce. So in my example, the user will be filling out their first name, last name, and email. And then when they click submit, it's going to create the service appointment in Salesforce. So once again, this is creating two different things, both a contact and the service appointment with the contact attached. So I'm going to click a submit. There's a confirmation message that I've enabled, and the meeting is confirmed. Now in my example, not only did the action create the contact and the service appointment, but it also sent an email. And I can show you that email. It says, "Hi Paige, thank you for booking an appointment with Fran at this date. We look forward to meeting you and serving you." So let me show you how I configured these settings. So once you have dropped in your scheduling widget, then you can go to settings, and this is where you can configure the profile, the meeting types, the events, availability. And here I have configured the form. So if you go to configure form, it's going to ask you what the source of the form is, and whether you're going to be creating or updating an action. So I chose contact, and then I chose to have the user fill in their first name, last name, and email, and then you have the option of changing the way the label looks for the user. All right, and so that's the first thing that happens. Here is also where you can choose to send a confirmation message. You can change what this says by clicking here, clicking custom message. All right, so I've made a custom message. We can go ahead and make this font like bigger, maybe make it blue. Looks good. All right. I'm going to click apply. You can choose whether you want to open the message above the form or in a modal. And then this is where you can configure more on submit actions. So we already had the contact being created by the form, but I also chose to create a service appointment so I can keep track of the appointments that are created in Salesforce. So let me show you the configuration of that service appointment. So I created a service appointment, I gave it a name, and then in my mapping, I had a few values that were mandatory, so I mapped those. The contact ID, I wanted to make sure that I mapped who the appointment was with, so it's mapped to that first push and given that contact ID. There's a few other things. There's a status, so I've already set it to scheduled. So the scheduled start time will be scheduler date time, and and date time. Now you have to make sure that when you're mapping dates or times that you map it how it is set up in Salesforce. So my field in Salesforce for scheduled start, it includes both the date and the time, and that is why I mapped it to the date and time field. So just check and see how these fields are configured in Salesforce, and then always match that same format in Titan Web. All right. And then duration, I believe I had a duration in here. Meeting duration, correct. Okay. Okay, I'm going to click apply, close. And then I also created a system action where I'm sending an email, and I'll show you how I configured that. I named it confirmation email. That is just for my records in the back end. Your users will not see that name. Here is the recipient. I mapped it to the field, that email that they fill out on that form, on the last form. So that's going to that email. And then I sent it via Titan, but it's going to look like it comes from Paige at Titan Cakes Company. And then here's where I mapped what the content of the email. So the subject is a static. It's just going to say session confirmed. And then the body is a parameter that I created that has a lot of different values in string text. So let me show you how I set up that parameter. So we go to settings, site elements, tools, go to custom variables, and then this would be a string variable because it allows us to have spaces and a lot of different pieces strung together. It's a good way to think about it. You're stringing things together. So I strung all these different words and values together to be one. Then I want to click apply. So here is where I can choose to hide the label. If you want to hide the label of the form, so you can hide label, and they still know to put in their first name, last name, and email because of the placeholders that are there. And you can choose what the date format is as well. So once you have finished configuring your form and all of your on-submit actions that you would like to take place, then you can click Save and Preview. We can select our user, our appointment type, the appointment date, appointment time, type in our information, and submit. Now it's asking for us to confirm the appointment, and it's in blue. I can click OK, and now I have the confirmed meeting and and I have that email. So that is how it's done, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.